Hello viewers, welcome to my channel Pharmacypedia. In continuation to our lecture series on cosmetic evaluation, we are going to study another interesting video that is about the hair combing properties. So nowadays customers are looking for shinier hair which are having very natural look, and they have a very nice feeling, good feeling, and they can be fixed and can be modified by imparting a permanent set and by increasing the stiffness of the fiber assembly. So nowadays people desire hair which are not which desires hairs which are not sticky. They have a good feeling, they look more natural, and they are more shining. So in order to achieve these characteristics, these attributes in the hair, you need to undergo hair styling treatments, hair cosmetic products. Now we need to analyze these cosmetic products, these conditioning agents, to how much improvement percentage the improvements have been achieved. So hair combing properties comprises of all the analysis whereby you feel that the shampoos, that the conditioners you are applying is able to remove the is able to remove that properties or not. So nowadays consumers want hair fixatives that can hold without being sticky, stiff, or unnatural to the touch. So in order to analyze that, we need to understand initially the structural properties of the hair. What is the current status of the hair? What sort of the hair treatment can be utilized? How much percentage of the improvements can be expected in after the application of that particular hair cosmetic products? So let us first try to understand the textural properties desired in the hair, the attributes or the parameters which needs to be analyzed. Let us try to evaluate what are the properties and to be determined by what sort of the equipments, what sort of the analysis. So when we talk about the hairs, first thing that we need to understand is the textural properties of the hairs. How much extent that cuticle part has been altered or it has been damaged, and how it can be improved. Now basic hairstyle settings actually incorporates a lot of excipients, lot of cosmetic products which actually alters the cuticle part of the hairs. The weathering of the cuticle part of the hair takes place, alteration of the cuticle takes place, which needs to be what do you say, which needs to be improved by the applications of various hair care products which claim to have those properties. So when we talk in terms of the combining properties, hair combing properties, wet combability is the parameter which is desired to be assessed. So wet combability is measured under controlled condition with an objective using a hair combing ring. So what happens when we talk about the evaluation of cosmetic products, like for other products we go for the in vitro analysis. Similar in this case also, we have actually designed an equipment. There are a number of equipments which are available whereby the external hairs, the hair locks, artificial hairs are being tested upon with different conditioners, and we need to assess, we need to see what sort of the improvements have been taken by those conditioners. Then we can simply say, or we can analyze in by in vitro analysis, that the desired treatment will be workable. So what happens in this hair combing ring? Again, hair strands, hair locks, in which a texture analyzer analysis has to be done. On that, a combing force is being required to pull the wet hair stretch through a comb. So there is a strand of hair where you are now, want mechanically that to be combed, and you want to measure to how much resistance those has been provided to that comb. This resistance is then measured by in vitro analysis, and the results are displayed on the screen. So it is usually necessary to first detangle and then to tangle hair in a controlled and reproducible way before the measurements can be made. So when we talk about the hair combing properties analysis, blank hair swatches containing only water are first run through the test to establish an initial benchmark. So the wet hairs. So what do we do? We first start with the wet hairs. Then the test solution, the cosmetic which needs to be analyzed, is actually applied on that of flock of hairs for analyzing the combability analysis. the conditioner is then applied, and it will definitely improve that. We need to understand how much extent improvement has been done. So the maximum force to comb and the work done are then taken as a comparative measure. So you can see it is based on very simple principle. Artificial hairs are taken down, the hairs are being wetted down first, and then they are being combed, and the resistance is then measured, then the applied product, hair care product, hair care conditioner is being applied, then again it is combed, then again the value is noted down. So you can see from the initial value how much ease of combing force is reduced, how much is the combing forces reduced, and how much extent the ease is being taken out. So by doing this comparative analysis, you can actually calculate the combing resistance. You can actually tell the efficacy of the conditioner in removing the locks, and you can even say that the conditioner is working in a good way or not. So a reduced combing force and work, usually calculated in percentage terms of a treated hair tress compared to the same tress treated with a blank formulation, that is without polymer, implies easier wet combability associated with the removal of entanglements. Entanglement here refers to the locks and can therefore be used to substantiate the claims of the improved manageability. So you have a conditioner with you, you just want to see whether it will be able to remove the lock or not. So that is being evaluated through the combability test, wet combability test, where the strands are swatch of the strands are being taken out, and they are first used during the with a wet combability analysis, then the product is being applied, and then again combability analysis is done using a comb, and the results are being displayed. So when we talk about the combing force evaluation, it is equally effective for assessing the combability of dry hairs as well. Initially we discussed about the wet hairs, so it is equally effective for the dry hairs as well. So all sort of modified hair types, delipetized hairs, or show an increase in the dry combing forces as quantified by the combing measurements. So the combing force and force as a function of truss distance would be substantially higher for all modified hair types compared to that of a virgin hair, and therefore this method can be used to assess, for example, the effect of addition of smoothing serums to dry the hairs. So this is the hair combability ring typical comparative graphs. So you can see that these are the hairs, and this is the type of comb being run out over the hairs, and the graphs are obtained like this. So when you are analyzing any sort of the conditioner, you can see and analyze with these graphs. You can compare the graphs, and then you can come to know the assessment. So how to measure the hair binding strength? So it's a simple objective stiffness or bending strength method can be performed where hair switches are treated with a polymeric solution, dried and allowed to equilibrate at constant temperature and humidity conditions. So again, this is the test whereby you are just seeing to how much extent the hair can be bent out. It actually calculates out the tensile grips. So this test can yield information about the strength or stability of the examined hairs and the resulting volume. So this is again a very important property here. Tensile strength is again a very important property and one of the very important factors that have a considerable influence on the hair volume. So more stronger are the hairs, the heavier would be the volume. So it is used to determine the measurement of shampoo or conditioner consistency. When formulating products such as shampoos, conditioners, the material to be used will depend largely upon the required and product consistency. What is the ultimate requirement by the consumer? How much extent it would be successful. So a thin shampoo for easy pouring will require the addition of different gradients or quantities than that required for a thick conditioner product. So a product developer may wish to create a product that squeezes out of a tube and breaks sharply after the squeezing. These consistencies can be assessed by either a forward extrusion test or a backward extrusion test, which will give an indication of the product physical features and viscosity. So combing resistance analysis is again a very important parameter which can be defined and which can be displayed by the use of equipments like modified dynamometer or texturometer. So this again consists of a hanging hair swatch whereby the combing is being applied and the resistance observed by the comb in running over the hairs is being noted down. So the force which is acting against the resistance is known as the combing resistance, and it can be analyzed after the application of the hair care product. Suppose you initially call for a reading, then you apply the product, then you again do the same test. That would differentiate whether the conditioner was able to actually improve the or decrease the combing resistance or not. So and other hair dressing styles like hair straightening actually alters the resistance to the combing of human hairs, where conditioners does not actually improve the test results. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope I am clear with the hair tensile strength and the ways of measurement of hair tensile strength. Please do subscribe to your channel Pharmacypedia. Please provide your comments in the comment box. Thank you so much.